Greetings, good madam. You are the Lawman's envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper, and identify yourself to the conjurer at Nafika's altar. She will admit you to the lotus stand, where the elder Seedsir awaits.
You are the Lawman's envoy. Begging your pardons, madam, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limpsalinitsa. Please come with me.
So you are the Laminsan envoy. And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
A remembrance service for the fallen of Cartano. To think that 5 years have already come and gone. It seems like only yesterday that the Gallian Empire attempted to seize all that we hold dear. Rising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzea formed the Grand Companies and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknown to us, the Gallians sought not to best us in battle, but moved instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the lesser moon, Delamar, would be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realm from certain destruction, our forces marched for the Cartano Flats, and there met the 7th Imperial Legion. More bloody a battle I have never seen, and would never wish to see again. Yet the carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which followed. For despite our best efforts, Delamar continued its descent, and from it emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who proceeded to rain fire upon Eorzea. The 7th Imperial Legion was consumed in the blinking of an eye, while our own forces fared little better. That any among us was spared defies explanation. All seemed sure to perish. As the flames converged upon us, I prepared myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, relieving me of my senses. When at last I awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land, which had but moments before been aflame, now seemed to me a place unknown, not simply ruined, but changed. Archaeologists may well have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Cartano, and so we were left with countless questions, and no prospect of an answer. Yet such matters did not long occupy our thoughts, for we had far graver concerns. The calamity, as the devastation wrought by Bahamut has come to be known, laid our nations nigh to waste, and to this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and homes. To compound matters, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, while the Empire encroaches upon our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eorzea. The outlook, in short, is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation could do to nurse its own wounds. Yet if we are to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may well present an opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral's proposal. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. You have done the people of Eorzea a fine service this day, and I would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral Nong. You, meanwhile, are bound next for Ura, are you not? Please send the Flame General my regards. Ah, and if you would be so kind, I should appreciate it if you would inform him that a pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late, my wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would very much welcome the General's counsel on how this might be achieved. I thank you for coming. May the 12th see you safe to Ura and beyond.
Greetings, madam. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Uda. Oh, are you not Natiri Virus, the Lamanzan envoy? On behalf of all at Highwind Skyways, may I say what an honor it is to serve you. Will you be flying with us today? Ah, you must be the envoy from Limsa Laminsa. Welcome to Uda, madam. The Flame General awaits your arrival. Welcome to Uda, madam. We have been expecting you. Flame General Raban will receive you in the fragrant chamber. Please take the lift down to the hustings strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. The Lamanzan envoy, I presume? Would you be so good as to allow me to inspect the missive you bear, madam? My thanks. Ah yes, the Admiral's seal. Please proceed.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale. I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Merlvib says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Rauban al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Cartano. I remember bloody Cartano. Do you know what happened that day, adventurer? When we took the field against the Garleans? So my counterparts have educated you. Kane's pet is giving her trouble, is it? Well, she should already know my mind on that subject. Wolves are beyond taming. 'Tis but a matter of time before they bare their teeth. So it was with the Garleans, 50 years ago. No sooner had they learned how to use Mahitech than they began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by then Legata Solisos Galvis, they swiftly brought the other nations of Ilsabar to heel. And so the Legatus became an emperor, and his republic an empire. An empire which then set its sights upon Erzia.
But the conquering emperor is now an old man of 80 winters. His health is failing, and he has no clear successor. Like as not, this is why the Garleans have been quiet of late.
But the 14th Imperial Legion is still entrenched within our borders. And their commander, Legatus Gaius van Baelsar, has long harbored ambitions of conquest. Were he to strike now, I fear we would fall like so many others before us. And not only Uda, but Gridania and Limsa Lominsa as well. For the calamity brought the lot of us to our knees, and we've yet to get up. We barely have the strength to stand against the beast tribes, never mind the primals they mean to summon. We are a realm divided, adventurer. An alliance in name only. But the wolf cares not for the plight of its prey. The Garleans stir, and the elder Seedseer would not let it go unnoticed. All other concerns pale in comparison to the Empire, even the beast tribes and their bloody primals. We must stand united once more, that much is clear. And if we're to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought us together. Merlaby will have her memorial. We will honor the memory of the fallen. We will remind the people what their brothers and sisters fought and died for.
Shall I inform the Sultana and the Syndicate?
I will speak with her grace myself.
Very good, sir.
The Admiral will have my reply anon. My thanks to you, adventurer. Ah, my lady envoy. I trust your stay in the Sultanate has been pleasant. Now, if you do not mind my asking, do you perchance have plans to visit Limsa Laminsa in the near future? If so, I have information that may be of interest to you. I once accompanied the Flame General on an official visit to the seaside city-state, during which time I became acquainted with Badrin, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Well, the man sent word just now that he has a job for a capable adventurer. I can think of none with better credentials than you. Badrin would doubtless be pleased were you to offer him your services. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit wherever you like, lass. I'll be with ye in a. Well, if it ain't the one and only Natiri Virus. I was told a distinguished venturer might be reporting fair duty. Fancy that venturer being you, eh? Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job fair the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleedin' airy. But if ye think you're still interested, let me know, and I'll fill ye in on the details. I thank ye fair taking the time to help me out. Now, I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word is it some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the Sastasha Seagrot, and I need a trustworthy sort to eat up north of Alaport and find out who they are and what they're up to. Don't sound like much, I know. But since that nasty business over in Swift Perch, folk have been a bit uneasy. Well, I say a bit, 'tis all they can do not to soil themselves every time the bloody floorboards creak. If you would permit me, Master Badrin, I should be happy to elaborate. Well, if it ain't the Chief Yellowjacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure me patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither, in fact. I came to welcome Natiri back to Limsa Laminsa. It is well you have returned. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Alaport, in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the Sastasha Seagrot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of co-earls had taken up residence in the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sastasha again. But with the Sahajin testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Then it is settled. Sastasha is located in western La Noscea. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult Melba. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You hear the man. Good luck to ye, lass.
You'll hear about Commodore Raynor's investigation? Then you'll want to board a ferry bound for Alaport. Once you arrive in western La Noscea, though, you'd best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sastasha. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folk there will prepare you, train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Seagrot. The hall is on the way to Sastasha, just north of Alaport. Head inside and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom the Yellowjacket sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of the Sastasha Seagrot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions. And you shall need the training we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him, and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of the Sastasha Sea Grot, and he will furnish you with the details of your duty.
Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty, and not some daft sot out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra? We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sastasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this luck belongs to those fishback fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue face tattoos. PSHHH. You sully our spawning grounds, Shorewalker. PSHHH. Finish fools. The Lord of the World shall sup upon your souls. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Ah. Might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sastasha? Humph. It would seem that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor, none the worse for its voyage. A pity. We dragged our boots too long on this one.
No matter. The wheel will turn and our chance will come.
You are right, of course. But there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be.
Not a wink of sleep, great leader.
Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Erzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize, and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, milady. Back then, are ye? With all your limbs and a tale to tell, I'll wager. Fishbacks? And there I was thinking ye'd only have to crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells. Ye turn your back fair 5 bloody minutes, and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like ye left 'em in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning, Unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Sastasha, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. Thanks for shedding some light on this mystery. I knew ye'd get the job done, lass, ye always do. Now, I'll bet you're dying fair a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if ye might be interested in taking on another job. It just so happens that I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see. Seems the forest folk are in need of a venturer what can get things done. Fair them to ask fair help like this, ye can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way ye dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything ye can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready, and I'll lay it out fair ye. Ready to hear about that job, then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is ye get asked to do, I somewhat doubt it'd pose any trouble fair adventurer as survived the bedlam in Sastasha. If ye think ye might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mian, me counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, lass.
Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come to take your... Oh, not here to dine? Dare I hope that you're the adventurer Baderon sent word about? You are? The matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Moon, and the Carleen Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it.
Beg pardons for interrupting, Mian, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward?
And good morrow to you too, O Lord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that.
My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I'll lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud.
Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tantara Dead Croft. The place was once a Jalmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there.
Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deep Croft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deep Croft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Nidal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the 12th Wood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deep Croft, and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all.
Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you.
You're Natiri Virus, I take it? Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bullord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deep Croft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the 6th Astral Era. The cultists took the Lesser Moon, Dalamud, for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deep Croft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Erzia at large, put an end to their madness. envoy to reside within this crude vessel? You seem surprised. Did you not cross our gates in search of blood? Come hither, children of the dawn. The undying master will drink deep tonight.
Welcome back, Natiri. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deepcroft was a success, nor did I expect anything less. Baderon's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point. Avere's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden.
Bah. To the hells with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye, and good riddance.
I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avere's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it, but for God's sakes, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, all right. Wait, don't leave me alone. Please. I'm so sorry, Avere. Please forgive me. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes a dozen times and half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I can send women like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much, at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Uda. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in this task, say the word, and I will be glad to share the details with you. So, you're not averse to taking a little trip. Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Uda. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, Natiri, and good luck. Welcome to the quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself too. Judging by your determined expression, I take it you ain't here for ale. Are you called Natiri Viris, by any chance? Moon sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now.
God's almighty. Another second under that sun, and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind.
Excellent timing, Papasan. It just so happens the adventurer who'll be handling your petition is here.
So this winsome lass is the much-lauded adventurer, is she? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, milady. I am Papashan, formerly of the Sultan's Horn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid.
Mayhap you'd like to apprise Naturi of her mission?
Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Imagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the Hecaton Chairs, fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site.
It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago?
You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the Hecaton Chairs to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecaton Chairs, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock.
Well, now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething.
Indeed. And that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great. And so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Gods bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best.
In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in Western Fenelon. Do take care, you hear?
Ah, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Imagina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him? So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, miss. I just hope you've got skills to go with them, 'cause things ain't pretty down there. The Hecaton Chairs have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the Second Old Dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for one of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hecaton Chairs? I didn't think that Papashan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can, and enter at will. Slaves no more. Free. Free. Masters must pay. Masters must die. Never again. Never. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mine and operations can resume, and Uda will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good teethins with Papashan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. No. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me, don't even think to deny it.
Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with me own coin.
What rot? You refugees are all the same, couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time, give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know, help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in, whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime.
But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 as me witness. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of ye. I swear on me mother's grave, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal.
And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. I'll take care of this. The rest of you will watch. Oh, for an adventure. Up. I shouldn't have set me up. Stop bloody gobbling. Will you? Bugger, bugger. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hells do you think you're going?
Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over.
I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren, or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Uda has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them. It truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your dodo tenderloins. Guaranteed cheapest in Vanalan. Thank ye for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that Uda was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering.
Madam, are you all right?
What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy that meat, you say? That's absurd. As did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? GRRR. I will overlook this, but just this once.
Gods bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. It don't bear thinking about.
Ever the selfless hero, I see.
It has been a while, adventurer. I have been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Limsa Limitsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you have displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you have demonstrated all of the qualities we seek in an adventurer. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it to or not. It is a happy knack, and one which speaks volumes for your character. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me most. I speak of the visions you experience. Visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I am not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the self-same talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit for your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavors. Think on my offer a while. Should you decide to accept it, pray speak with Momodi. The proprietress of the quicksand is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the signs of the seventh dawn, and she will tell you where to find us. Humph. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though, if you work hard, you'll probably be all right. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Ah, Naturi. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh off the carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you've been hard at it with giants in the dark. You're every ilm the adventurer Moon said you'd be, Naturi. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Eda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when? I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Avere, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the woman you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Avere once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Naturi Virus. I shan't forget. Thank you, Naturi Virus. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Adventuring can be a cruel bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot, thought it'd be a right pain in the ass looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Naturi. Eh? What did you say? You want to know about the signs of the seventh dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Naturi, the signs ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. So you want to know more, then, do you? Well, ain't that a surprise? I swear, if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose, on account of being a dime. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust these signs of the seventh dawn, you can. They're good people who've made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Course, that ain't no small task, and so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join in. Individuals like you, Naturi. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the science, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay, out in western Fanaland. The place you're looking for is called the Waken Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance and you'll be let in. You're a woman in demand, Naturi, and the days ahead promise to be busy, but I hope you won't forget about them as helped make you into the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're faring from time to time. You hear? Right. Well, I've said my piece. Off you go. Deep in the desert of my heart, lonely flower blooms ... yearning for the heavens above to quench my thirst for you ... Trollolololololo tilde. You are. I would thank you not to sneak up on me like that. Now, please be advised that this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business here, I must ask you to. Here at the behest of Yeshtala. My sincerest apologies. May I please have your name? Naturi Virus. Ah, here you are. Ahem. I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands, headquarters of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. My name is Totoro, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. The antecedent is within the solar. I shall let her know to expect you. I take it you are Naturi Virus. Totoro sent word that you had arrived. Lady Minfilia has eagerly awaited your coming. This way, if you please.
So you're the adventurer of whom I've heard so much. Well met, friend. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have awaited your coming. Please, be at ease. You are among friends here. No doubt you are ripe to burst with questions. But have patience. All will be revealed in time. First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our single objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea, nay, the world at large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our order is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness? Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body? All these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo. The Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul and hear the resonations of his past. You will be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcome of events. For another blessing, the Echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words. In short, the Echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose. That's right. I too possess the Echo. With that established, let us return to the subject of the primals. So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace. Measures must be taken. Measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed. And to do so, the Scions require the aid of those with our talent. Make no mistake, the Echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea. But I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Why else would the gods entrust man with a gift so extraordinary, if not to have him use it? And so I implore you, lend us your power.
Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. We are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and at a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that might otherwise be denied you. The right to employ retainers, for example. Are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your assets and belongings on your behalf. The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Totoro. The pleasure is mine, my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the retainers registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the services of a retainer. You will need to consult a retainer vacate regarding the particulars of this arrangement, but believe me when I say that retainers will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors. Let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us to the fullest extent of your talents. A mutually beneficial relationship, I am sure you will agree, and one which serves the greater good besides. Well, that was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose, and what we can offer you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you have come to a decision, you may tell me without fear of censure. In good faith, I shall entrust you with our order's password, which our members use to reach one another when afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray keep it safe. We Scions have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the primals. Long have we striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Pray consider this when you give me your answer, Natiri.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Sharlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Sharlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them. Among their number, There were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea. When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now. The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popalimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
Hello there.
Welcome!
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert.
Welcome to the team. If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Y'shtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Greetings. I have been expecting you. Last but not least is Urianger, who presides over all affairs within these halls. Pray seek him out whenever you have questions.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. The words of a dear friend. I'm glad of our meeting.
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family. But without further ado, I would assign you your first task. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina and Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence. Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the Immortal Flames deal with their like almost every day. However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Emoja, who are known worshippers of Ifrit. If we then consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation. You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ul'dah.
Ever at your service, fair lady.